Hello and welcome to the Intermission. I'm your host, TJ Swigart, and I'd love a second to introduce myself, but I don't have any time. Look, you'd feel the same way if you were just starting a political satire show and you missed the last 8 months of this election. I mean, it's been a little crazy. We've seen candidates lie about stabbing people, take shots at one another's mothers, and talk about their penis sizes on stage. And that's all thanks to this little Cheeto-dusted monster. Like it or not, Donald Trump has made politics interesting for everyone again, not just the statistics nerds and internet trolls. He doesn't give a damn about political correctness, or, as it's otherwise known, being a decent person. So, he's made fun of women, prisoners of war, and the handicapped. He's like a 4th grader ran for the highest political office possible, and like most 10-year-old boys, he puts his name on everything, just to make sure you know it's his. So when CNN held their Republican debate last month, I knew I couldn't miss it. What would Trump do this time? Punch a kitten? Snort Nancy Reagan's ashes? Oh man, I'm ready. Lay it on me.
We got to bring the world together, the civilized world, and we all speak with one voice. Who sit on the fence understand what civilization is, and we represent it, and equality and hope for everybody.
We're all in this together. We're going to come up with solutions. We're going to find the answers to things. And so far, I cannot believe how civil it's been up here.
Well, what was that? All they did was talk about actual policy? Where were the demeaning nicknames? I was looking forward to a Lion Ted spin-off movie. Not whatever the hell this was. Come on, Donald, where's the aggression? I need hostility from you, or I'm gonna lose interest. Bring it.
Violence erupting before Donald Trump's Chicago rally.
Yes, Aaron, I am off camera right now because I want to show you this. We've turned the camera around, panning around to the back of the arena. This is becoming violent. There is pushing and shoving going on inside this arena.
As protesters clash with supporters, the Trump campaign postpones the rally.
Go in peace.
See? It's all fun and games up until now. When you see that, when you see actual violence erupting at a political rally, it's a sombering reminder of how destructive giving a megaphone to this madness can be. It's like when you realize you're watching a documentary about Chinese child labor on your iPhone, and you're not really sure what to do, so you figure you'll just give it 5 stars on Netflix and consider your job done. So after months of hearing pundits say that Trump is hurting America, now we have proof. He's actually causing Americans to be physically hurt. Surely he's going to have a level-headed response to this.
You know, I don't even call them protesters. I call them disruptors. A lot of them come from Bernie Sanders, whether he wants to say it or not. And if he says no, then he's lying.
Look, if I could just give you a little bit of advice. If you're trying to avoid the Hitler comparisons, maybe it's not the best idea to blame your problems on a Jew. But seriously, you think Bernie Sanders deliberately sent black people to shut down your Chicago rally? Bernie Sanders can't even get black people to vote for him. Why the hell would they follow his advice and go to a Trump rally, the second most racist place in the country? What's the most racist place in the country, you ask? Paula Deen's Family Kitchen in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Come on down for the ooey gooey butter cake. Leave when the conversation on brownies gets a little too heated. Look, it'd be one thing if Trump was just claiming that Bernie Sanders was disrupting his rallies, but he also took to Twitter, warning Sanders to be careful or else Trump supporters would show up at his rallies. Bernie Sanders is lying when he says his disruptors aren't told to go to my events. Be careful, Bernie, or your supporters will go to yours. If you ask me, Donald Trump did the impossible. He became a mob boss in 140 characters. Think about it. He's cool with violence, he openly threatens politicians, and his hair already looks like one of those cats a villain would pet in a movie. Well, At least he's not paying anyone to do his dirty work.
Like an American, yes, he deserved it. The next time we see him, we might have to kill him.
Well,
Nice on the other side either.
It's possible you could help him with legal fees if this man needs it.
I've actually instructed my people to look into it, yes.
How you doing, America? That's a real nice civilized society you got there. Be a real shame if something were to happen to it. Perhaps I could offer protection. How about a wall? But really, we get it though. Donald Trump can be tough, but maybe he has a softer side. You know, what about Donald Trump the husband?
Worry about women and him being attracted to him?
No, I don't worry about that at all.
You worry about
I know who I am, and if a man doesn't want to be with me, or I don't want to be with the man.
Goodbye
So,
and good luck.
That's
Do
right.
you worry about her with men?
No. I know her. That's The Rock.
Oh, well, that's so sweet. You see, Trump loves and respects his wife, so he probably has the same deep respect for all women, right?
The frontrunner stating that women who get abortions should face, quote, some form of punishment if the procedure were to be outlawed.
Do you believe in punishment for abortion? Yes or no, as a principle?
The answer is that there has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah, there has to be some form.
But Donald Trump then sent out the retweet. No need to spill the beans. The images are worth 1,000 words. Explain the retweet. Explain this coming from Donald Trump.
Oh, come on, Donald! Are you serious? First you say all women should be punished for abortions, and then you attack Heidi Cruz? How are you this bad at connecting with women? I mean, we know you've gotten 3 women to like you enough to marry you. Look, Trump's gonna need to pivot, and hard. Polls show that 73% of women have a negative view of him. He's gonna have to start using social media to embrace women instead of alienating them. Or has he already started? The year is 2012. Twilight stars Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart are happily dating. But, much like Breaking Dawn Part 2, spoiler alert, everything was about to end terribly. Kristen had an affair with director Rupert Sanders, causing Robert to take a break from their relationship, and Kristen to look sadder than she usually does. But I'm sure you're wondering, TJ, what does this have to do with the 2016 election? Barely anything. But there was one notable person who had a lot to say about the split. Can you guess who it was? That's right. Republican frontrunner and leather armchair come to life Donald Trump talked about the relationship on a series of tweets lasting over 3 weeks. Let's start, shall we? Robert Pattinson should not take back Kristen Stewart. She cheated on him like a dog and will do it again. Just watch, he can do much better. Robert, I'm getting a lot of heat for saying you should dump Kristen. But I'm right. If you saw the Miss Universe girls, you would reconsider. So many tweets and stories on Pattinson and Stewart. Look, it doesn't matter. The relationship will never be the same. It is permanently broken. Everyone is asking me to speak more on Robert and Kristen. I don't have time except to say, Robert, drop her. She cheated on you and will again. Everyone knows that I'm right, that Robert Pattinson should dump Kristen Stewart. In a couple of years, he will thank me. Be smart, Robert. After Friday's Twilight release, I hope Robert Pattinson will not be seen in public with Kristen Stewart. She will cheat on him again. You see, people say Trump can't connect with young women. But back in 2012, neither Trump or young women could stop talking about Twilight. So with that, I'd like to propose one way Donald Trump could get back in touch with female voters all across the country. Edward confronted me about my friendship with Jacob. We're just friends, I cried. Well, he's a loser. A dirty, lying loser, he wailed. About 3 things I was absolutely positive. First, Edward was a Mexican. Second, there was a part of him, and I didn't know how potent that part might be, that thirst for my job that I worked hard to earn. And third, that I was unconditionally and irrevocably in love with him. We'll be right back.